Today I'm delighted to say that we have another cornucopia of amazing panels, speeches, launches, first results, and looking ahead. So today is also the day with the new Prime Global Forum Invention, as we this year invited you all to submit proposals for track sessions. And amongst the many submissions, we selected the 10 most promising proposals, and you will find them in the program for today. And I'm very excited about this new type of knowledge sharing at the Global Forum. We will end today by another novel invention, namely announcing the winners of 2 new Prime Awards, one for faculty, excuse me, and one for students, besides, of course, the 3 SIP Report Awards. So please stay with us until the end of today. We also have a series of keynote speakers today with us. We have wonderfully Jeff Sachs, Thomas Dillig, Sophie Charrois, Stefania Ganina, and Wilfried Meinhardt. So indeed, a full and exciting program with much food for thought ahead of us. And now, it's my true pleasure to welcome Jeff Sachs. And Jeff Sachs, I've been looking much forward to welcome you here today at the Prime Global Forum 2021. 3 years ago, I also had the distinct pleasure of welcoming you at another very important event. That time you were invited to give a keynote speech on the stage of Stockholm School of Economics on sustainable development. And I was the professor and executive director of MISM at the time. And today, like then, we had a full house, a large audience of deans, professors, students, and leaders. Jeff Sachs, you serve as the director of the Center for Sustainable Development at Columbia University, where you also hold the rank of university professor, which is the university's highest academic rank. You have already a long number of roles in the United Nations. You are also the president of the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network. You are a commissioner of the UN Broadband Commission for Development and an SDG advocate for the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. You have also served as a special advisor to the UN Secretaries General Kofi Annan and Ban Ki-moon, and today Antonio Guterres. And I'm pleased to say that now you're also connected to the UN largest initiative on leadership education, Prime, and thank you so much for that. You are widely recognized for bold and effective strategies to address complex challenges, including debt crisis, hyperinflation, the transition from central planning to market economies, the control of AIDS, malaria, and other diseases, the escape from extreme poverty, and the battle against human-induced climate change. You've been named among the Time magazine as among the 100 most influential leaders in the world, and the New York Times called you probably the most important economist in the world. So, adding to the long list of your truly prestigious roles in the world, I'm now proud to say that you can add to that the keynote speaker at the Prime Global Forum 2021 with a talk on revolutionizing management education, the demands and aspirations of future leaders. Jeff, a very, very warm welcome to you.
So much. Can you see me and hear me okay?
Yes, I can see and hear you.
Wonderful. Well, greetings to you. Thank you for the warm introduction, and thanks to all the participants. Thanks to the Global Compact and to this great initiative on principles for responsible management education. How important that we reorient our approaches to how we manage the economy, our businesses, our education processes to get the world moving in the right direction. We're in a very deep crisis with COVID-19, and that's just part of a deep crisis globally, because we have so many disruptions and upheavals, whether it is the huge and growing inequalities of income and wealth, or the multiple profound environmental disruptions, including this latest disease pandemic, but also the ongoing battle against human-induced climate change, collapse of biodiversity, loss of major biomes or biomes that are being degraded to tipping points, such as the Amazon basin, and the mega pollution, of course, that humanity has caused everywhere in the air, the water, the oceans, the soils. We've got a tremendous set of challenges. We also have tremendous capacities, individual skills, communities of knowledge. We have, thank God, the United Nations to bring together 193 countries. We have amazing technologies, such as the vaccines that came online within 1 year of identifying this new disease. So we have a lot of tools, but we do not yet have the orientation of global problem solving the way we need to. And management education is key, because whether it's managers in the public sector or the private sector, the capacity and role of managers in directing the world's resources, either towards solutions or, alas, towards greater risk and threat, is the essence of management education. Will managers cope properly? Will they understand the challenges? Will young people be empowered not only with the technologies, but with the management tools to take on the great challenges of sustainable development? I would say that currently our management education is not working right. Business school curricula and economics curricula are teaching an outmoded set of ideas that the market will solve our problems, that business's role is to maximize the wealth of shareholders. Just look straight ahead, maximize wealth. These ideas are wrong, they're outmoded, they're even dangerous. We need a management education for sustainable development, both in many practical areas as well as in ethical areas. I had a wonderful personal opportunity this past semester to teach a course on economics for sustainable development at Fordham University, where the idea was precisely move beyond the normal economics textbooks and the normal economics curricula to try to tell it more like it is, which is that markets create problems as well as solving problems. We need mixed economies with large and competent public sectors to regulate business, to direct economic activity in safe ways and away from dangerous activities. We need global cooperation, not geopolitics as is. We need a lot of income and wealth redistribution. We can't let the market, so-called, determine people's ability to survive and to thrive, because the market, no matter what one says of it, is not a moral calculus. Where the earnings that come out of the churnings of the labor market somehow are a measure appropriate to human dignity and to economic needs. That won't work. So we need economies that are mixed, redistributive, attentive to the aims of sustainable development, with markets to be sure, but with market regulation, and with managers that understand these challenges and understand that their responsibilities are not only to their shareholders and not even only to their stakeholders, as is now more conventional, but to society, to the future, to the ethical imperatives of inclusive and sustainable societies. So this is what we're really after. Boy, I found it exhilarating to teach such a class, and I was grateful for students that were interested in taking such a class. but it really requires rewriting the economics textbooks in a new way. So let me mention just a few of the areas. I have 5 major quick points to say. First, we need to teach the idea that the economy really is for all people, and that it is to promote human dignity, that there are such things truly as economic rights. Those rights are recognized in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, which sometimes in my country, in the United States, are called civil and political rights, because in the US they forget the economic rights. In the US, we are libertarian society, unfortunately. You're on your own if you're poor. But the Universal Declaration says, no, that's not true. We're all in this together. And we need inclusive societies, and people have economic rights to health, to education, to social protection, to decent livelihoods, to decent work, so that they can achieve human dignity and the human potential. The Universal Declaration needs to be updated for the 21st century to include the right to a safe environment, which is now enshrined, by the way, in constitutions around the world and has been recognized by Supreme Courts around the world, most recently by the Netherlands Supreme Court, which told Shell Oil Company, you get your emissions under control. And that is the kind of social order that we need and that we need to teach. I would say the 17 Sustainable Development Goals plus the Paris Climate Agreement are in a way our generation's enunciation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights updated to the 21st century. So the second point is we need management training that explains mixed economies, not just market forces, that explains that businesses have responsibilities, not just to shareholders, that do no harm is a basic tenet of ethical life, whether it's of us as individuals or as citizens, or for managers of businesses, or for politicians and administrators in the public sector. Third, we need to teach and explain what is corporate alignment with sustainable development. It isn't a corporation putting out an annual report that says we love SDG 3 or we love SDG 17. It's far more systematic than that. To my mind, corporate alignment includes 4 major pillars. First, that the business's own products are good for society. Oil, gas, and coal don't fit the bill, so they need to be phased out. Many addictive products certainly don't fit the bill. So first, that the product line is good for society. Second, that the business operations are sustainable socially and environmentally. Third, that the company's value chain, not only the corporation's immediate activities, but its suppliers, its customers, are operating in a sustainable manner, both socially and environmentally. And fourth, that the company is a good citizen, paying taxes fairly, for example. We have a system of tax cheating. It's a system, actually, because it's been created by the lawyers to facilitate tax avoidance, to be sure, but also a lot of tax evasion, to move money where it should not be. And businesses have a responsibility, do no harm, and that means including paying taxes for the benefit of all of society. A fourth pillar of responsible management and responsible management education is to teach global cooperation. We cannot solve any of our problems other than through a global, true multilateralism. We need the UN Charter. We need the Global Compact. We need the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We need to cooperate. We do not need Cold Wars. We do not need the United States trying to gang up on China. We need all countries to be working together to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Agreement. And the fifth point that I would like to emphasize is for the young people especially, sustainable development is this generation's great mission, the great challenge of this generation. I remember, and I love the words of President John F. Kennedy when he talked about a mission orientation of society. He said, by defining our goal more clearly, by making it seem more manageable and less remote, we help all people to see it, to draw hope from it, and to move irresistibly toward it. So our goal is sustainable development. And we have to help all people to see that that's manageable, achievable, that there is a pathway to net zero by 2050 for all of the world, that we can have socially just and inclusive societies. This way, people will understand sustainable development, they will be inspired by it, and they will move irresistibly toward it. In my youth, it was the moonshot that was our mission. And I followed avidly and was inspired avidly by that directed effort, again, that President Kennedy instigated, to send a man to the moon and return him safely to the earth before the end of the 1960s. Well, we have a similar mission today, a rendezvous to make the world socially just, to end poverty, to ensure that all children are in school, and to head off these environmental disasters. That's what we need in education. That's education for sustainable development. Those are the principles for management education that we need in the 21st century. I'm so grateful to Global Compact for helping to lead this effort. Thank you for inviting me to share a few remarks today. Please count on me. I'll do what I can to be writing textbooks that are helpful and trying to move economics into the 21st century in a fruitful way. Thank you, everybody, for the chance to share these brief thoughts with you.